I'd like to welcome you to the Stardom Fan Podcast. I'm Mark,
I'm Juno.
and today we are going to do our quarterly power rankings. It's a recap of the power ranking live stream that we had live on October 9th. If you're not following Stardom Fan on YouTube and clicking the like and the subscribe and the notifications and know when we go live for our shows, then you're missing out. Uh, right off the bat, a quick thank you to Jacob Rainbow Warrior during our live stream with a $5 super chat, which says, I just want to say that I appreciate you guys and I don't really have anyone to talk to about Stardom. So thank you guys for all that you do. You're welcome, Jacob, and thank you for appreciating us.
Yeah, that's why we started this whole thing. We like talking stardom.
Yeah, and no one was doing it, talking about what we wanted to talk about. So we had to create it ourselves. And the community is apparently behind us because, I mean, there's 2.6 thousand people that really like what you do. If you want, before we get into our new power ranking, just a quick recap of where we're coming from. Our first Stardom fan live stream going back into the archives was March 12th of this year, where, of course, we have Lady C in her own tier above everybody, and our one, two, and three is Mayu, Utami, and Shuri, followed by Saya Kamatani and Julia to round out the top five.
Oh,
Yeah, with six and seven being Hazuki and Tam Nakano. So that was our first ever, and that was in March, and it's nice to, I think, look back because it sort of shows us what might have changed.
not much, but also a lot.
All right, and then we'll looks like the next one.
Also, something about our power rankings is we literally rank everyone on the roster. So one to however many people are on the roster. So everyone gets a spot. There's no shared tiers. So there's
Yeah,
some. It's fun during the live streams. Like people are like, what? Tam Nakano at 8? That's a travesty. I'm like, well, she should have had a better month and a half.
yeah, that's why it's fun. Like, the podcasts are cool, but it's fun joining us live because there's give and takes. Uh, the community and the in the chat, we listen enough to, if me and Juno are arguing or talking, discussing on, who should be in a certain spot, the chat tends to kick in, and then every now and again there's a poll. Sometimes, if we can't decide on who deserves to be in the top five, sometimes there's a poll, and you're only going to get there if you're joining us live and in person.
Yeah, usually it's the chat just telling us we're wrong.
And us picking with our guns, anyways. However, it's still fun to be there. Our next live stream power ranking was on May 6th of this year, and our first three was Shuri, Mayu, and Utami. So basically, we have the same three, and we just mix them up. Here's where it gets fun. Four and five is Saya Kamatani, and the top five is round. Oh, this must have been when they won the belts, right? Because then we have five and six. We put Starlight Kid and Momo Watanabe.
Yeah, that was also around when she became the Black Peach. That was still pretty
Yeah,
fresh.
yeah. So that was good. And then, not to gloss on this, so might as well just say seven and eight, because once again we put Hazuki over Julia. Hazuki 7 and Julia 8. That was in May 6th. We ended up doing, May must have been super fun. May was definitely a busy month because we did two power rankings. The next one was on May 27th. It's sort of more of the same. Mayu Iwatani number one, Shuri number two, Saya Kamatani number three, Utami falling to four, but rounding up the top five, she's pretty cool. Hazuki. With six and seven being Julia, who's right behind Hazuki again, and then Starlight Kid at number seven.
I'm
I really
s-
love our old power rankings better than our new one.
I'm starting to think that we were just slowly creeping up Zuki to see if anyone would notice.
I think I even tried this time, but you called me on my bullshit.
You're like, "There's no reason she shouldn't be number 1," and I gave you, like, 8 reasons, and you're like, "Yeah, but do you see how cool she is?"
All right, which brings us to our October 9th live stream where we did our right back onto the quarterly. We haven't done one since the end of May, and here we are, October, right after the five-star GP. Do we agree
Yeah,
with the results?
well, we were debating back and forth if we were doing them pretty much every other month, and then the 5-star was wrapping up, and we were like, "Do we do one before it ends or after?" And then we just went with after.
Yeah, there's good. I mean, one if you do one before, we're basically doing a prediction show, which is we're always good at. But to do it after is also interesting because just because someone might have won the five-star, it doesn't mean she should or shouldn't be in our power rankings like too high, right?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
special. This is an unprecedented power rankings, and we'll get to the shakeup that happened at the top later. But at the bottom, we felt it fair to put underneath number 35. You had a special Waka tier just for her. She deserves it. There's a
I
special place in our heart at the bottom for Waka.
I do want to touch on real quick with that being said, I think I only said it once at beginning was we do have a very top tier. And for those of you new to Stardom fan, the top tier is above number one is the Lady C tier. She transcends.
Reserved for Lady C.
Yeah, and
So there it's not just a power ranking 1 to 35 or however many people happen to be on the roster that time. Now there's like a it's like a spectrum. Like where do you rank from Waka all the way to Lady C?
and there's 35 women that fit in between that mold, believe it or not. All right. With that being said, yeah, there's no reason to spend a ton of time. I mean, we already talked a lot about it, but I thought it'd be fun to go through our list, and if there's something we decide maybe we made a mistake on, or talk about it again. But we started right off, like you said, Walketeer. She deserves a place on the bottom all by herself. So Walketeer, welcome to your new home. And number 35, our lowest, is Natsuko Tora.
Yeah, I don't got nothing to say about that.
No, well, she hasn't wrestled yet. Um, she came back at the pay per view, jumped our Red Queen, and I'm still not happy about that. And still looked like shit. So I don't like her anyway. So yeah, she is at 35, 34, which I almost think Rena could have been there, but instead 34 ends up there. Something about Miyu. Miyu Amasaki ends up in the 34 spot because what have you done for us ever?
Yeah. She's only allowed to wrestle in 2 cities. Her hometown and then occasionally when they need someone to like mop the ring at Corkin.
Yeah, but in her hometown, I think she's undefeated.
Yeah.
So she's like 2-2 on the year. Yeah,
Because
so Miyu.
nothing looks cooler than that finger gun point in front of some stained glass.
So shitty. 33, Rena. No,
Or
I'm
Hina.
sorry. 33, Hina. Hina probably, well, okay, definitely our least favorite of the Hanan sisters. One, we haven't seen the most of her, and yeah, just turns out you're not any good.
She's got a good Gato clutch though.
But she does, and sometimes it works. 32, Suzu Suzuki.
Who the hell is Suzu Suzuki?
Well, we also like to affectionately refer to her as Red Risa Sarah.
Because she's not as good as Blue Risa Sarah.
Even though she did win an award for best wrestling match.
Yeah, but we already discussed like why she shouldn't be any higher than that, and it's because anyone, even you or me, anyone listening at home, could have had match of the tournament with Saya Kamatani.
That's what I was actually hoping you were gonna say when I said that. I was hoping you remembered your original take was like you I said that too, and you're like, I could have had match of the year with Saya.
She could wrestle a broomstick.
All right, 31. She could wrestle a broomstick, Saya. She is a broomstick. 31. The magnificent Ami Soroy.
Magical Ami.
Yeah, well, I have really nothing to say about her, so that's why she's that low. And right above her, our second favorite Hanan sister, Rena, the Pink Devil. 29. My Sakurai.
With the third or fourth best elbow in the business.
Yeah, no, she's good. I mean, we're getting into like good wrestling territory, but it's just like the wins aren't there. I mean, you're just sort of lower mid card hanging out. But I mean, just because you're 29th, my Sakurai, you're still in the top 30. You know, keep it up. You're doing great.
You're in the top 30 out of 35.
You are so far away from Rocketeer. But at 28, we have Ruaka.
Followed by Fukigen Death, Koguma, and Saya Ida.
Yeah, I like all those. Here's where it gets controversial. At 24, someone who the chat thought should be in the top 10, someone who the some people in our live chat thought should be in the top 5, but Stardom Fan Official decided Azumi is number 24. I can't believe we got away with keeping her that low.
Can't believe she's that high. Then, a person who hasn't wrestled in 3 months, ranked above Azumi, Thekla. I
Yeah,
like Thekla a lot.
I like Tekla a lot too. Who's the reason why she hasn't wrestled in 3 months?
I saw a picture that Thekla posted. It's like a Photoshop of all her different gears that she's worn, and I'm like, man, she looks like 8 different people. She had brown hair, blonde hair. She used to wrestle in a hoodie, like it's what is it? God damn it, Fight Club. She had she can do the Momo mask gimmick. Like she does it all.
I see it. At 22, we have the 2022 Cinderella Mirai.
Thekla's tag team partner for a minute there.
Yeah. Tekla would have made a good bodyguard.
There's still opportunities out there.
Once again, proving that Shuri's bodyguards picks are horseshit. Like the Stardom official scientific rankings puts Shuri's bodyguards at 31 and 22. So at worst, there are 21 better options that Shuri could have had as bodyguards.
Well, 20 because you aren't counting Shuri at the top.
I absolutely am counting Shuri at the top. If it came between them two, I say none. Bodyguard yourself.
Well, you don't want your bodyguards to like outshine you.
Oh, who's outshining Shuri? I mean, at the Stardom and Showcase, Shuri had Utami and Lady C next to her, and she still was elevated.
Yeah, those are some good bodyguards.
Those were like, was a, what would you say, like an alternate timeline where that really should have happened?
I like how even when she has Lady C and Utami, who are not even in her group, when they do their entrance, she's still in the middle, pointing at them like, "Yeah, these are my bitches."
You're welcome for being in here with me.
clap, clap, SLK.
Oh, hey, and
Number
I
21.
to 21. It's
Oh,
tough.
is this controversial?
No, I mean, we have her under her nan, which is funny. But you know
Seems
what?
like a pretty good place to be.
At 21, above a good 14 or 15 women, is a woman who's here on name recognition and, well, the fact that she is awesome, but has only wrestled, what, twice this year? And that'll be the lovely Kyrie.
I'm starting to think that she should have been higher now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, she does a pirate gimmick that's actually cool.
As I'm scrolling up, I'm also looking at where Kyrie should be, and it's probably like 13. But we put her at 21 because you know what? What have you done for us lately? You haven't wrestled in months. And you know what? Who is wrestling? Who rounds it out at number 20 is the future of Stardom herself, Hanan, our favorite Hanan sister.
If you couldn't tell, because they're called the Hanan sisters.
Is that not
Then
canon?
at number 19 in the top 20, we have Smiley Kylie Takari Shimizu.
Yeah, Hikari at 19. In my opinion, the best Cosmic Angel, but I lost that fight. But we're going on a Cosmic Angel run because at 17 and 18, we have Unagi with Mina on top at number 18. Wait, how did that happen? 19-7. Look at our numbers.
I don't know because we were arguing who should be better.
Did you just? This is amazing.
Because we were
So it's all go.
arguing over, so on our list it goes 20, 19, 17, 18. Because we were arguing on who's the better Cosmic Angel, and I was like, no, Mina should be on top, and you said Unagi should be on top. So I'm like, we'll compromise, and I put Mina over Nagi, and then I swapped the numbers.
Wow, I didn't notice that at the time. That is hilarious.
And then better than both of them, we have our girl Peach Star Komomo.
Komomo. With that being said, with the pit, no, this it won't even be too hard. I'll have a link in the show notes. I'll have the pictures for you to click on and be able to look at because one, it, the power rankings are awesome, and two, the fact that you snuck in changing the numbers around on me is fucking awesome. Komomo at 16 with one of your oh man, 15 and 14 are pretty much your girls. If they could team up, what would you ever be able to do?
That's Sherry's bodyguards.
Mm.
Coming in at
Oh
number
my
15,
god, that's uh, pick
we
a
got
pick
the
any
real
other pair.
Risa Sarah. Yeah, you say that about anyone, you're like, oh my god, that sounds good in comparison. See, now you're seeing why Sherry teams with them.
Yes. It's like I remember when I grew up in Providence.
Number 15, Risa Sarah. Number 14, Saki.
The
And
well,
they
third.
probably both could be a lot higher, but since their only body of work has been like the 5-star really, we kind of try to keep it consistent and we're like, well, we can't place you too high. Kind of like the Kyrie deal.
Yeah, well, not only that, but I mean, they're 14 and 15, and you're going to see from our top 13, like it's pretty much we're getting to the point where we're very high upper card and the creme de la creme. At this point, the 13th slot would
Goes
be
to
held.
Saki Kashima.
Yes. So Saki Kashifa is number 13, and
Number 12,
she had real quick. I mean, if we're going to talk about awards, she was the Stardom fan 5-star GP MVP with her amazing performance in the finals.
yes, beating Azumi on her birthday, keeping Azumi out of the finals,
Ah,
beating her in under a minute.
great
And
job.
I've asked for a better Azumi match.
And Kashima, what is her average win rate? 3 minutes? She is amazing.
Probably averages out to like 6.5 because she either has 37-minute routes. I mean, sorry, 37-second routes, or she goes 25 minutes in these artist matches. This is a kick out kid.
Yeah, in which where
Who's
unfortunately she gets her ass kicked.
and
All
then
right.
another kick out kid right above her, Natsupoi.
Yeah. You know what? I think Natsupoi would have been a little higher if she stayed the pet, but no, she wanted to be the fairy princess with freaking Tam Nakano.
Instead of being a badass My Himipoi uh
Fairy.
fair a badass sparkly fairy, but at least she's in a EDM.
My Himipoi rolls off the tongue so well that when the recent shows we're watching and we see My Himi teaming back up because they've been together forever, just like it just seems natural to be like, I feel like we're missing something.
Yeah, when we
My
were
Himi, where's the poi?
yeah, it's so unnatural for Natsupoi to be in the Cosmic Angels that when I
Ugh.
was looking at the team names, because they usually have pretty creative team names for the tag league, I was like, oh, Micah and Himika, what's their team name? Oh, duh, My Himi.
All right. Well, that was Poi, one
And
half
then
of the tag team champions at number 12. Number 11. Number
We had
11,
Micah
Micah.
followed by Momo Watanabe at number 10. So is there a reason? What was our reasoning, if you remember, for Micah being left out of the top 10 and almost sliding in there?
Micah at 11, Momo at 10. The I think we have thought they were interchangeable. It could have been Momo bias also.
I did like the wrench stuff she's been doing.
And I think when it comes to my hit, I like that too. And I think at this point I like Black Desire more than I like My Himi. And also I think we agreed that Himika is the star of My Himi, while Starlight is the star of Black Desire, which is why these two who seem interchangeable are 10 and 11.
Yeah, I think the tiebreaker was I'm liking what Momo's doing with her cheating. Sometimes she does it in front of the ref. Sometimes she's really slick with it. Sometimes she does it in spite of the ref. The ref will be like, "Hey, don't hit someone with that wrench," and then she hits the ref with the wrench. Like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I think yeah, definitely cool uh bad guy, if you will. Momo is what put it over. Is like she's definitely cool. So that was the reason why she made the top 10.
My favorite thing she does is every time she pins someone, she just starts choking them. See if the and then most some of the times the ref doesn't even notice. The
That's
good refs
fantastic.
notice. The good refs notice, and they'll be like, "Hey, that's a choke. Let go." And then she just holds it. She's like, "What? You gonna disqualify me? I don't care."
That's
Then she
awesome.
gets like an extra 5 seconds of choking. Coming in at number 9. This is a fall from grace, huh?
This is the lowest we've ranked her, and if anything, I think I could almost see her being one higher. But uh, man, I don't I don't
If
love it. But at number 9, she's pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen.
if I had to change it, Hazuki is pretty cool enough to be swapped with our number 7 pick. Because number 8 we have Himika.
Yeah,
We thought
9
so.
9 Suzuki, 8 you said is Himika.
7 we have the cosmic cult leader Tam Nakano.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what, I think you're right. I mean, we can't make changes because this is already done, but I do agree Hazuki should have been at number 6.
Number 7 we have Tam Nakano. Number 6, this was actually a debate. Number 6 just barely not making it into the top 5.
Yeah, this was a debate because we love sort of what would you say when you round it out, like who's in the top 10, who's in the top 15, who's in the top 5. So to like keep this person out of the top
Yeah,
5, the fact that she made it this close is pretty awesome too. But I'll let you do the honors because I believe she is your one of your favorites.
this comes from us liking to do the top 5, top 10. For me, it comes from the Casey Kasem. This is Casey Kasem with the top 87 songs about doorknobs.
Number 6.
Starlight Kid.
Yeah, that's really high, and that's still fucking awesome. Over Tam, over Hazuki, over her teammate Momo.
And the only reason she's not in the top 5, and I would admit to you, actually, I did admit to you, and I admitted to the chat that number 5 shouldn't be in the top 5, but I just wasn't having any discussion on the matter. This was a dictatorship decision, and I ruled with an iron dick. Number 5, Utami Hayashishida.
Utami not being in the top 5 just doesn't make any sense. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
uh,
You know what ruined the top 5? The thing that ruined the top 5 was Julia winning the goddamn 5-star. That's
yes.
what ruined it, because otherwise she would be down at number 9 where she belongs. But anyways, number 4, the
Our
red
world
belt champion.
champion.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I stepped on you.
No, no, you go for it. This is your deal. You've been having lots of rants off camera.
Ah,
Tell me all about it.
Shuri at number 4, the red belt champion, should be number 1, should always be number 1, but she's having a horrible year.
Well, not a horrible year, past 2 months.
All right. She's having a horrible summer. She had a fine year. She defended her belt against people that didn't matter. She beat up Mirai. She beat up Ami, and when she was done with them, she was like, "All right, you can join me." She made Blue Risa Sarah cry. She already, I think, beat Julia. She already beat Mayu, so she's beaten everyone she had to beat. And then in the tournament, she was putting everybody over. It made no sense. That drops our world champion down to 4 and puts, God darn it, Julia at number 3.
Crazy pirate.
Yeah, but she lost her dreads in the last time we saw her, and is blonde to the point where I was. It was funny. Likes to gimmick herself up so much, where she just came down with like straight blonde hair. In the last show we watched, I'm like, oh, Julia's pretty.
Yeah, because
It's
you
like I didn't
forget.
notice. It's easy to forget.
Well, you forget that she was GI Julia, and then she got hurt, and she came back as a pirate with dreadlocks. So she hasn't looked normal in a year and a half.
No, dude, it's fucking true, man. Uh,
Number two, Saya Kamatani, and to be honest, that's like a pick that she could probably be lower, but she could also maybe be number one. She's I don't want to say average. She's got a high standard for her stuff, but it's like I don't know. It's like a John Cena type deal where looking back on it, you're like, man, John Cena is like the greatest of all time. But when you're watching it in real time, you're like, here she goes. Oh, she goes for the Phoenix Splash. Oh, someone pulls her down, and it's like it's all the same stuff, you know.
I look at this and I see Saya at 2 and Julia at 3 and Hazuki at 9 and Starlight at 6, and I get confused. But I mean, at the time, I don't know what it. Saya Kamatani has this thing where it's like even right now as I look at this, and this was a discussion to the point where this is where we had a vote in our live chat. Saya Kamatani, like just looking at it and thinking about her, it's like I don't care. It doesn't matter. But then when you watch her in the ring, something happens and you're fixated. You're transcended. I don't know if it's the wings flapping or the tassels all over the place, but she is instantly amazing. Which I
Well,
made a case. I
that
made a
kind of said it a lot better than I was trying to say it. Like everything she does, like you saying, is consistently amazing. But at the same time, it's like it's the same kind of amazing every time. You know what I mean?
it's like
Where
you
it's
can't be.
like
Can you have a
she's
bad match so the next match could be better?
yeah, it's like she's so good that it just becomes like standard.
If every match is a 5 star, is it special? If it happens every time.
Yeah. There's a
And with
reason
all that
Okada stopped doing all this cool shit and started doing a money clip for 8 months.
yes, so when you see the Rainmaker again, you can pop like you've never seen it before. Like, remember that clothesline that looks like shit, but everyone sells it like I took their head off even though I hit you in the pecs? Yeah, you're gonna pop for it again because I'm a magician. Saya at number 2 is so good. That's the highest we put her. Not only is that the highest we put her, but I made like a 30-minute case in the live stream. We put a vote up because I actually wanted her to be number 1. And I don't even like I'm looking at her right now and I don't even think I like her that much. But I wish she was number 1 in this. We kept the vote up for like an hour waiting for more
You're
people to
making a
join.
you're making a really great case. I don't even
Yo,
think I like her that much. I don't think she's very special, but she should be number one.
I don't know what to tell you. There's you said we said down at number 34 that there's something about Miyu. There's something about Saya. All right. There's just I don't know what it is. It's mesmerizing.
And then
Which
the number one, and oh, sorry if you want to keep going.
no, I'm not gonna keep going on Saya, but I will say our number 1 was voted on, well, probably by you and by the fans of the Stardom fan who were joining us live. The vote
Are you
was
accusing me for hang on? Are you accusing me of stuffing the ballot?
No, I was stuffing the ballot and I couldn't stuff it enough. That's how much the number one person deserves to be number one, and Saya deserved to not be number one.
Don't you know how democracy works? You keep the vote going long enough till you get the correct result. That's how
I tr-
democracy works.
I tried and I wasn't winning. And on to number one.
She almost deserves her own tier, but we don't do that here.
Oh my God, she does deserve her
But
own
we do.
tier.
Well, she does, yeah, the number one slot. Mayu Iwatani, the Stardom icon. Imagine when she wins in November and is the SWA and IWGP Women's Champion. Then there will be no chance for anyone else to ever take that spot away. She was in the number one slot for 3 or 4 power rankings with no belts.
You want to, like Mayu Iwatani, she's been doing this for a decade easy, right? And just longevity alone doesn't make you great, but she's pretty much the example of 50-50 booking, yet I can barely remember a time she loses. Like, she's just so freaking good. It doesn't matter. She's amazing. It's Mayu mother effing. It's goddamn Mayu,
Mother effing fucking Iwatani, baby.
baby, at number one. What else can you say about her? She's the icon. And we do round it up with the Lady C tier, who obviously transcends everybody and is in a tier of her own, the Lady C tier.
And we went ahead and did something, well, two things unprecedented. We talk about adding the Waka tier at the bottom. We did something that's never been done before. For being the Stardom fan 5-star MVP, having the match of the year and knocking Azumi out of the tournament, we had to do something we've never done before. The highest
Wait,
honor one can bestow. We moved Saki Kashima from number 13 all the way not to number 3, not to number 2, not to number 1, above everyone in the Lady C tier. Congratulations, Saki Kashima.
you deserve it. And now just looking at these two pictured next to each other, if you want a tag league, man, you two, for heaven's sakes, team them up together. Ah,
I bet Lady C would look really good in a duster.
I mean, she already looks good in a robe, and so obviously, what wouldn't she look good in? But I'm just picturing it. You have the choke slam, or you do that.
Cosmic
You,
Angels.
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. That would not work. I'm picturing a Lady C choke slam, and then Julia pops up after the choke slam selling, but she can't recover because she's instantly Kishikasi'd. Oh, that's a
Ugh.
dream.
If Lady C could figure out that the Kishikashi, come on, it writes itself.
And with that, I'd like to thank you for listening. That is fantastic. To the Stardom Fan Podcast. You can follow us, and the best place is on YouTube. Just like and subscribe. Would you already if you haven't? It's awesome. If you're listening to us on the podcast, you can rate us on wherever you're listening to us on. We're on everything. You like Apple, we're on Apple. You like Stitcher, we're on Stitcher. Give us a review, give us a like, say hello. StardomFan.com. Right now, it's pretty much just a hub for our links, but there's a spot at the bottom of that page to write something nice about us. And if you write something mean, maybe I'll post it as long as it's tasteful. The super chat on YouTube, click on it. If you like what we do, a couple bucks our way is more motivation. Also, there's a coffee link that'll be in the show notes. It's ko-fi/Stardom fan. Damn it. I almost did it right that time. I think it's ko-fi.com/Stardom fan. And you can donate a coffee, $2 to the good guys. And soon I think we're going to sell candles. Momo scented candles. That's right. A peach candle for you. What do you got, buddy?
It's good.
That is good. It's all good. And that
Thanks.
sounded good. It is nice. All right. I'm done. Thank you.
Konbanwa, arigato, and good night.